What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. It's jaBRO.C. I'm Topher McCann. He's Mike Butler. And this is the return. The second go around of our little journey here of Orange County. Myself, a long time fan of the show, watched it too many times, probably way too much. But Michael, this is his first rodeo.
Yeah, popping that OC cherry.
And we did the pilot already. We have the stage set up. We went through the characters. We met them. We saw their pictures. We walked out. We stared at them. We ooh gaga at them. We have the parents. We have the children. We have the setting. So now it's up for episode 2. And I don't know, where do you want to begin with it? Do you have any thoughts before we talk about the episode?
I mean, very quick. So for the first episode, obviously for me at least, you need to get to know these people. You need to get to know these OC kids. You need to get to know these OC parents. And one of the things I do when I first start any TV show is try to decipher real quick, who do I like, who do I freaking hate. And after the first episode, I mean, I didn't know. Which is weird because normally when I start a show, it's like, that guy kind of sucks. I mean, obviously, Marissa's boyfriend, Luke, is that his name, right?
Luke. I was going to say
he's Captain Toolbag Douchebag. Definitely number one. But then it's like who else? Well, I'll tell you what. After episode 2, the picture kind of gets a little bit more clear. So, and I don't think it'll be who you expect, and I'll go into it as we go through the episode. But definitely, who I like, who I dislike is definitely coming into focus a little more, I would say.
After this episode, you're starting to see some things
little tiny things that are like, all right, now you know what, dude, fuck off, bro.
I do like this episode is real. It builds just kind of, you find people have history with each other. You find
that's another thing. Like for a season that has 27 episodes, I feel like, and it's only 2 episodes, but I feel like a lot's happening for 27 episodes. A lot's happening in the second episode.
I'm telling you,
unturned.
When you get like into episode like 18, 19, what we're doing right now seems like wait, that was
like, that's incredible. And it's so hard not to like I try to keep these at like 1 episode per episode that we do. Like, I don't want to go ahead and watch like 3, 4, 5, 6, because then I'll just forget everything that happened per episode. We only do these by episode, so it's like,
yeah. And then also you start
not to continue.
Yeah, if you start getting ahead, then you're gonna start having this. What I already have, like, what if I know, like, you don't know things, so this is more
right.
I'm excited.
You're just sitting there with all this OC knowledge, and I'm just like, what's going on in your head right now? You know so many things.
I'm vicariously rewatching the show now through you and all the stuff that I got hyped for and excited for. Like, yo, I said it. Like, I used to, like, the next week on the OC, like, I remember my DVR, I would like watch it and like slowly watch it, like slowed down to see if there was any little things I could catch, or I was obsessed completely. The OC, obsessed complete. Boom. Now, and then also we're starting to get online. It's
buzz,
ramblings. It's like, buzzing.
Like buzz, like buzz, like a bee in your ear, just buzz. So much buzz. And who would have thunk? 2 wrestling fans and buzzing over the jaBRO.C, OC.
So I think starting next week, I think we're going to start having some guests on joining us, and that should be interesting to see other people's perspectives and like them watching it. We're gonna have people on who haven't watched the show coming up, but it should be interesting. But let's get into this episode.
Yeah,
we're starting off because all right, we ended the last episode with Sandy was taking Ryan back, but he gets to the home. No one's there. Everyone's gone. Ryan has nowhere to go, and we are back. It was like a motorcycle or something.
I heard that. I heard that.
It's got a little house
This is
in
the
the middle.
OC, not Sons of Anarchy. Jeez.
Yeah, well, wrong show.
God.
So we are now back. We start the episode in the pool, and it's kind of again the the final time Ryan's going to be, because they're talking about he's going to have to go over to foster care, and
Nobody's taking this news lightly. I mean, you can tell Sandy don't want him to go. I mean, Kristen or Kirsten?
Kirsten.
I will always get that wrong. Kirsten is the person here. I mean, it's very clear, very obvious. Oh my God, Brody. I'll call him Brody until I remember his name.
Seth.
Thank you. Seth doesn't want Ryan to go. Sandy didn't want Ryan to go, to the point where at dinner everyone's making terrible jokes when I actually laughed at them first.
Yeah, so we had
Except
both with
joke. I forget.
Do you think they heard each other's joke and did the whole bad joke thing?
I agree. I think so. Because I could see the father-son connection between Sandy and Seth. Like, sure, there's a little animosity because of this whole Ryan thing, but they kind of have the same type of sense of humor. Only Sandy's way better at it.
But yeah, this is kind of episode is the model home, and we see Kirsten has out her model home. You hear her talking to on the phone with her father, Caleb, which again, I thought we have not met Caleb yet. He's been mentioned, but that's who Kirsten works for. They build the model home. Construction shut down on it, so they're trying to get things back and going.
All rolling. Let's get these contractors in here. Let's build a fucking house here. All right, let's get this thing going.
So Ryan sees the model home, and that's the bad joke. She's like, I build them, like not these, like the real ones. And he's like, oh, you build me one? That's where we get, sorry, bad joke. And then Sandy with Last Supper. Sorry, bad joke. What a dad.
Solid. I mean, Ryan's I don't think was bad. I think Ryan's was just awkward. Which, you know what?
He's an awkward teen.
It's an awkward teen. He's living in a stranger's house right now, and you know. Although that's another thing. This person does Kirsten does build houses. So why don't you just build the house for Ryan?
Well, I mean, he's like a kid, and I mean, he hasn't shown anything that he's responsible, or he's just handsome and brooding. But I mean, I don't know if he can handle mortgage payments.
Well, you know what? I think Kirsten has the money, and later in the episode, you'll find out that she, in fact, does have the money.
This is true. Hey, Sandy said it in the first episode about being, I don't make a lot of money, but my wife does.
Sure does.
But I do think so far, like Kirsten is made to look like she feels like she is the enemy of the family.
Big time heel.
Yep. And it's not, she's trying to, all right, well, put yourself in her shoes. All this stuff's happening with this kid from a bad neighborhood comes in your home, and there's literally been like 3 or 4 crazy things that have happened. Now this home that you were building is destroyed. Do you really think?
I mean, now careful with what you're asking. Okay, are you saying put myself in her shoes as me as a parent, or do you want me to be Kirsten? That's am I me in her shoes, or am I Kirsten?
You in her shoes.
I'm a little bit laid back. I'll probably make a joke about the whole thing and then be like, yo, dude, look, you get like 3 strikes and you're out kind of thing. Not like, oh my God, I feel uncomfortable with this dude. He's got to go. You know, if it were a kid, troubled teen, that's kind of what I would do. 3 strikes, you're out kind of thing.
What was the other scenario? If it was just,
if I were Kirsten.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what she's doing, but
like touch yourself or something? I don't know.
No, what? No.
I thought you meant you were physically her. You were like,
no, yeah, I was. If I were her, I would do what she's doing, but I'm not her, and that's okay. I'm not here.
I have to say, every time I watch her in a scene, she's gorgeous.
Kirsten.
I love Kirsten. She's
See,
so beautiful.
I feel like last time we talked in episode 1, I was a big fan of hers and her looks and stuff. Today, when I watched this episode, she's a little less likable, I would say. Hopefully that changes. I really want to like her.
I really want to like
But this was not a good episode for her.
her.
And again, I'll explain why.
Yeah. So this all leads to, this is the clip I was putting out this week promoting episode 2. They're going to be planning a getaway for Ryan, because Ryan, he doesn't want to go. They don't want him to go. So they're going to have this whole, I believe Seth comes up with the idea. It clicks about the model home. And is this where the driveway where Marissa is going to, she's getting ready to go to Summer's birthday party. And Ryan is waiting at the end of the driveway. And there's a scene with Seth and his father. He wants to talk about Ryan. And Seth is already acting like he's asleep in bed.
Yeah, he's acting like a little bitch.
And he's like, no, it's fine. And a little back and forth banter, and says, no, it's, and it leaves where he goes back, and Sandy leaves. And as soon as the door closes, he pops out. He's got his black turtleneck on, and he's out down the driveway to meet Ryan, who is already talking to Marissa. And kind of, she's suspicious. He's like, did you say, what did you say to her? And he's like, nothing, but black turtleneck in August kind of gave it away. True. So it's revealed that they are trying to come up with a plan, but they have the model home idea and they're going to be on the way to it, but Marissa has a car.
Yeah. This is where there was a quote that I really enjoyed because it just shut Seth up, and I feel like that will happen a lot throughout this show. Like, he tries to be a snarky little bitch, and somebody like says something that just kind of like proves or disproves his point. All right, so like the interaction in the car between Marissa and Seth.
Yes.
It says, why won't you tell me where we're going? This is pretty far away. And then Seth goes, oh, wow, that's very interesting considering nobody invited you. And then she goes, before I came along, you were on a skateboard. Boom. Roasted. Fuck off, bro.
So, yeah, this car ride, like we were talking about at the beginning, kind of, you start seeing the similarities between Seth and Marissa, where they've lived next door to each other all this time, never say hi to each other. You see from what we've seen so far, like, he's kind of a geek outcast. She's in the popular crew of people, and we're slowly starting to find out that, hey, these people have way more in common than you would think. And just along with the punk music, and he was like, Avril Lavigne's not punk.
There's a book that they like too. That's
yes,
in the restaurant that they're eating at later.
So you're throughout this episode, you're just seeing these similarities. And yeah, like, not Avril Lavigne, she's like Sex Pistols, Clash, like boom, 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 boom. And apparently this was real. This conversation was heard by Josh Schwartz, the creator of the show, and going down between Adam and Misha. And then it was kind of, I believe, written into the show in real life. Misha Barton loved her some punk. So did Broadsman.
Interesting.
So they're on their way now to the model home.
To the model home.
And it's I don't know. I always rewatch.
I think the main attraction here is the empty swimming pool. I guess for Brody's sake, at least, he's gonna probably ride that skateboard up and down while Marissa and Ryan awkwardly flirt with each other.
And they have they have like a little moment there eating, in-N-Out burger.
Sure. all that processed food just like destroying your insides. You have a little moment, no big deal.
And then what does
So, if I remember correctly, this brings us to the next day where Luke is waiting for Marissa, who's trying to like bounce out of her house to give Ryan some supplies. That's what Seth and Marissa are doing right now. They're in their homes trying to get supplies and shit. And Luke's there waiting to do something with her, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this thing with Summer."
yeah, he's there with her mom.
Yeah. Which,
And
all right,
they're gonna take the sailboat out.
trying to think how old these people are. These kids are like they're in high school, right?
Yeah, or like ages at the time.
Yeah. So I'm like, why is Luke just chilling? Like, I don't know. When I maybe it's weird. Like when I was a teenager, I wasn't like I don't want to say I wasn't welcomed in my girlfriend's house when I was a teenager without her present, but like, I wasn't like eating breakfast with my girlfriend's parents when I was in high school. You know what I'm saying? Like without her at least. That did find it weird.
But it just looks normal because he looks like a 20-some-year-old man.
That's what I'm saying. Like he does look like 30. So I guess I didn't think of anything of it until I'm like doing this right now.
He was young. I definitely know Summer was 21 in the first season. Misha was like 17.
These are
Ryan
their real ages.
at the time, yeah, when they filmed the first
Oh, I
season.
thought you meant they're 21 now.
Yeah. I know Ryan, Ben McKenzie was like 24, 25, and he was playing what, like a junior or maybe what is that? A sophomore, maybe? I
Who,
guess.
Ryan?
I guess they're all
I
sophomores.
mean,
in
that's
this
hard to
first.
tell. I mean, I don't think we've seen Ryan.
They graduate in the third season.
Whoa, spoilers.
Well, that's when technically high school. So the time frame is they're sophomores. But anyway, Luke is having some breakfast with Julie. And he wants to take the boat out with Marissa, but she's got to get supplies.
Yeah. And quite the supplies she brings. Do you remember what she brings?
A loofah.
There's a loofah. There was a big thing of a loofah.
Toilet paper.
And toilet paper, the big one. That's what Brody and Ryan were impressed with.
Yeah, because also again, like you probably are upset with Seth because he was kind of like making fun of Marissa, and then she pops.
I'm just gonna like one of the main points I wanted to bring up about this episode here is as at the top I mentioned, I started to get a clearer picture of who I like and who I dislike in this episode. And Seth right now is like, and I'm Luke is like the de facto I fucking hate him. It's obvious, so he's not even on the list. Seth is probably number one.
Yo, this is very surprising to me.
That's why I said it's probably very surprising about what I'm going to say. Seth right now is like number one on that list.
So you're not. I wonder if he will grow on you, or you just won't like his like.
I don't like his delivery right now. It's all about his delivery and his snarkiness. Like it's okay. Like I like to think that I'm snarky, but like I'm snarky in like a cool way, whereas Seth snarky in like a confident way when he's really not that confident. So it's kind of annoying. And I get joy out of watching him just get fucking roasted by Marissa in this episode.
All right, so they what do they? Do they go out to get lunch then?
Oh, boom! Here we go. All right, this is where I wanted to bring up. Yes, we have this little montage. They have an idea of like food, and we have this little montage of them like, oh my god, on the boardwalk or on the deck or whatever, and they're like, Brody's got his skateboard and Ryan's got his bike, and then I'll tell you, Marissa's like number 2 on my hate list right now, and here's why. Yes, Luke is a dickhead, douchebag, toolbag, and everything. But this girl, for it being the second episode, is wasting no time getting way too comfortable with Ryan. Like, it's pretty insane, actually. And I don't know if I missed something in the first episode why they're like that. Maybe it was like the whoever you want me to be line in the first episode or what. But she wastes no time getting comfortable. She went on his pegs, bro. That's like back in grade school. That was like she's on his pegs. They're dating.
Pretty serious.
Date is pretty serious, bro. They're basically moving in together at that point.
All right, let's get back to it. Like when you were Kirsten before, let me put you in the shoes of Marissa, and you see this hunky brooding man at the bottom of your driveway, and you say, "Who are you?" And he says, "Whoever you want me to be." Aren't you like instantly like puddle underneath you probably?
No, if it were me, I'd be like, the fuck does that mean?
Oh my god, I would have been just
I mean, if
smitten.
I were Marissa, I don't know, maybe that. See, I'm not.
Oh, it would have got me so good. That line.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to have my wife say it to me or
All right,
something.
well,
Well, I'll get back to you on that.
we'll play
But
this all out. This is perfect. I love that.
I almost started to go into if I were Ryan and I said that to somebody, I wouldn't be able to pull it off. I would either I
That's
wouldn't pull it off, or I would think I did, and the girl would be like me. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? I
yeah.
don't
Maybe
know.
I should have asked you if you how you
Yeah,
would fare
things
with
don't
Ryan.
like that don't work in Philly. All right, that's definitely an OC thing.
All right, so they end up going to the diner, which this is a staple. The diner's like the spot. Every show has it. The
Yeah,
Mac
friends have
at
the
Saved by
coffee
the
house.
Bell. Yes, Central Perk. This is their little hangout. So they go into they're already there, right? And they're finishing up, and Luke and his buddies come in.
Which is
And
critical because Marissa lied to Luke about what she was doing.
it's true. A couple things about this. I hate like when people instantly have to leave like a diner. It's just like they looked like they were in the middle of eating. But no, it didn't look like they had a check. Didn't look like they put any money down. It just kind of looked like they were like, oh crap. All right, let's get out of here. Go out the back.
This is where I think like the episode portrays it as like a normal thing. And this is where my experience in customer service and food, working in food, comes into play. The episode portrays it as like a totally normal thing. Oh, they didn't leave money down. It's like, oh, it's whatever. But like, if you put yourself in the episode, if that episode was real life, there is a manager, there is a waitress there who is fucking furious that they just dined and dashed on your ass, and yet the episode doesn't even bring any light to that. And
But they interact with them when they're leaving.
right,
They're going out the back exit,
and that's why
and
we have so many dine and dashes in America right now. Okay,
the
that is
waitress
why.
comes out and
Terrible.
she's like, "Go out the front." It's like, what about asking them to pay the bill?
Yeah, yeah.
Also, at the same time, I probably still just would have ignored them and went out the back door due to the situation at hand.
Yeah, dude's a badass. Breaks into a car, yet doesn't want that. Like, can't go out the back door.
Oh, the emergency alarm might go off. Like, come on, man.
He looks for trouble.
But also, so they try to sneak out the front door, and Ryan gets out, and Seth bumps into the busboy and knocks things over. But you still see Ryan continue and walk outside. And I feel like Seth could have easily just ran along too, but it causes a scene where Luke and Seth coming at it. Seth makes a comment, like, at least I don't shave my.
Stupid. This is another reason why Seth sucks. Like, oh my god, what did he say? He was like,
At least I don't shave my
your
chest.
and Luke's like, what? And I'm like, Seth goes, I like your sweater vest.
You would look really
Your
nice in a sweater vest.
First off, dude, gives a shit if he shaves his chest, bro. Like, he plays water polo, right? If that helps his game out, bro, that fucking helps his game out. Just because you don't have any fucking pubic hair anywhere, then like, bro, sorry, bro. Definitely, Luke took a notch up at this point in the episode in my book, and Seth is just way down so far. Seth in my ranking, Seth uphill battle for Seth. Marissa right now.
I
Luke
think
is up there right now.
So you're supporting this bashing here, doesn't he call him queer?
Look. Here's the deal. If we're gonna get into this, we're gonna get into this right now. All right.
Damn right.
All right. So obviously, this show was made in a time where that could have gotten away with, and nowadays it would be not cool to say that. I grew up in a time where it was cool to say it, so I took no offense to it, and I thought it was cool. Now, I wouldn't necessarily be all about it now, I guess, if it were a show made now, but this was a show older, so I'm cool with it.
They used the like you said it perfectly at the time, that early like that was used a lot, like enough where it was put on it was on television.
Yeah.
And it was also said, I believe, in the first episode too.
Yeah, I
And
think there was an F word.
yes,
Or
and
a
that's
P
not
word.
there's again in this first season later on, it will be used again. So it was a
I do feel
definitely
bad for when the inevitable like gay character comes into play, and I feel like it's going to be abused at that point. Trying to read your reaction. Yeah, yeah.
it'll be there's you can't even, I think, predict things that are going to be happening in this first season.
That's
It gets
exciting.
insane.
That's
There's
exciting.
this is like a like right. This is like this episode's very. There's not much going on. We have like the model home thing, and we have like the Jimmy Cooper kind of storyline going, and I feel like that's about it. Like we're kind of balancing it back. Mainly, it's just a model home story, but we're just getting little snippets of this Jimmy Cooper, what's kind of going on, which was teased throughout the pilot. He's in money problems, and all right. So, but let's get back to the fight now. So we have right here a little quick one. This is what occurs after Seth tumbles over. Luke's being real mean. Ryan comes back in.
Seth is being really mean.
Ryan has the hood up and pulls it down. Says, "I think we're a little far away from 8 Mile." And then this happens.
Luke, don't.
What are you, like, spokesperson for Geeks of America or something?
You know what I like about rich kids? Nothing. That was awesome!
So you have to say what Seth saying, "That was awesome." That was funny.
So many problems with that scene. Okay, hold on. All right. So first off, I would have ditched the bike. Okay, if you were gonna run, I would have ditched the bike. It took way too long to unlock that chain, and you're depending on Seth to hold the door closed. I would have booked it. All right, I wouldn't have trusted Seth. Secondly, I couldn't help but to notice Ryan's voice delivering that punchline. No pun intended. He's like, "You know what I like about rich kids?" Hold on, I messed that up. What'd he say?
Hey, you know what I like about rich kids? Pause.
Oh, that's what it is. So at the end of that line, you know what I like about rich kids? When he says rich kids, it went from like a kid voice to like just Gotham, the Commissioner Gordon. He's like, "You know what I like about rich kids?" And just socks them. And then he's like, "Nothing."
Hey, that was another Fox show. The producers, the executives were watching back in 2003. They knew that
landed him Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah, they knew that one day he was going to be in a Batman series on this network. And he knew it too.
For sure. But yeah, just those are two little things that I was just like, nah. And Luke's line about Geeks of America, like, come on, bro. What are you even gonna say? I mean, Seth is probably the spokesperson of Geeks of America, but the trash talking in this episode is just not great.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not. It's a little cheap. All right, so where are we at after the?
Is this where we start getting into the Jimmy and?
This is now where. So there's the side storyline which is building up to their conversation was Caitlin, Jimmy and oh my God, Julie Cooper's other daughter, has a horse, China. And we have this scene where Jimmy is all stressed out on his desk, paperwork everywhere in his robe, and she's asking for a check for the horse or something, and then later on comes back and says China has alopecia. So now he's gonna have to put more money into this horse, in which he's trying to talk to her about the financial problems, but she says that, I don't like talking about work. And then she says, you don't have cancer. No one's like dying, like whatever's going on, you'll be able to fix it. And that's kind of, so he can't even really talk to his wife about what's going on. And this leads to now he wants to, he was setting up a lunch with Kirsten. And do you want to get into this now a little bit?
Yes, I do, because this was another point I wanted to make. Obviously, there is some. Well, first off, regarding this Jimmy thing, not much was said about this issue except for it's obviously financial. I'm sensing, and I'm going to use this term. I don't want to use this term too loosely because I'm not quite sure what it means, but it's reeks of embezzlement type of situation here. Again, don't know what it means. I heard that word the other day, thought it was cool.
Yeah, it's definitely cool.
It has two Z's, it sounds like, so it's pretty cool. So there's that. And then just something about this Jimmy Kirsten thing. There's like past, like they grew up together type situation. I'm not going to lie to you. When they rolled into that model home, I know we're going a little ahead here, but when they rolled into that model home, I thought things were about to go down in a sexual way, meaning they were going to have sex or something. And I wasn't about that. So Jimmy and Kirsten are right up there with Seth right now as on the hate list. Marissa, I felt for a little bit just because. All right. So first off, let me backtrack. They go to set up lunch, and then they go to the model home. Very odd, very weird place to have lunch. They didn't even have any food with them. So the balls on Jimmy, I have to respect, for asking for $100,000. And this is where we go back to the beginning of the episode where we want Kirsten to build a house for Ryan, and mortgage payment shouldn't be an issue because she just got $100,000 that she willingly says to Jimmy that she will she could have gotten the answer out quick enough. So my guess here is that they're definitely old friends from childhood days.
So they had the conversation. They do say that though. They talk about the house. It reminds them of a house when they were growing up. Right. So that is said in this episode. So yes, I will tell you now that they've known each other since they were young.
Okay, cool. It also says that they may have had a past lust for each other. Whether that is teenage, whether that is, I don't know, grade school, don't know, don't care. And obviously some of those feelings still linger because I'm sorry, you don't just, you need $100,000, bro? No problem. My best friend could ask for $100,000, and if I had it, I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? This guy is obviously in trouble, and it's just reckless abandonment by Kirsten, in my opinion. Just reckless. Like, you got a big ass house, you got probably so many things that you have to use that money for, and you're gonna give it to a guy who got in trouble. This guy is fucked. I don't know even what he does, and he's fucked if he needs that much money. You got agents knocking on your door. You can barely talk to your wife. I mean, your wife don't really want to talk to you about it anyway. Not your fault. Whatever. And now, the biggest problem is that your daughter knows because, we didn't mention Ryan, Seth, Marissa in the model home when this convo's going down. Boom, bombshell.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, was that the convenience of it all? Why they had this the lunch had to be at the model home because the kids were upstairs and
And here's a plot hole, and I'm gonna pay up. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I gotta point out plot holes every now and then. If you are Jimmy and Kirsten, do you not notice the bike of Ryan's and the car of Marissa's?
I was just
This
about to
house.
say that. So that's funny. I was literally as soon whatever your thought was, I was gonna follow up with that, and I was like, "Wait, he's going to hit this." Yeah, if you're driving up to this abandoned area, you're gonna notice. And soon enough, later on, like coming up, when Luke pulls up a truck next to the house, you're gonna tell me that you're upstairs and you're not gonna be able to hear a pickup truck pull up.
And like maybe when Jimmy and Kirsten get there, maybe Marissa and Ryan had the idea of parking in the back or something. I don't know with the layout of this situation. Maybe that's possible. I don't know how public this place is, but I thought that was a little odd.
This is true. I had the exact same thought. But maybe they were very stealth about it, like Seth said at the beginning. They hid those cars behind trees or something, and the bikes they put like a blanket over it or a tarp. They love tarps in Orange County.
And also, like you said, regarding the truck at the end of the episode with right before the big fight, Marissa coming out of the house and gets in her car, and when she backs up, you see Luke in his truck and stuff, right? I feel like Marissa would have seen the truck. I feel like she would have. I know she was upset, but it's like when you go to open the car, you should notice a big ass truck and be like, "Oh shit, man, that's my boyfriend, bro. What's up?"
Right there.
I'm toast.
So yeah, this is leading to the showdown now.
Because
Because
no,
I mean,
we gotta back it up a little bit. This is where Marissa gets on my bad list here. This is where Marissa is not. This is where my hate list gets fucking packed.
they're running out of room.
Packed. Because, like, you go to Summer's party. Also, on my hate list, she is Brooke from One Tree Hill. She is not.
Yeah, she's she's not very likable at all. Her character changes completely, but she just seems like a ditzy brunette chick in a bathing suit.
Not for me. And Luke and his boys and Summer, they're like trash talking Ryan. And Marissa's got an issue with it. And I'm sitting here thinking, why the fuck do you have an issue with that? The dude got sucker punched by Ryan. I love Ryan, but it's a sucker punch with a lame ass punch line to go with it. And it was embarrassing. So yeah, I'd be trash talking Ryan too. And then you're getting all types of upset about it. Not like, oh my God, stop it. It's like, oh my God, I'm leaving now because you are trash talking this stranger boyfriend. Okay. So why don't you knock it off, bro? And then she goes to this house where Ryan, I don't know what he's doing. He's listening to this mixtape that she made him, which is totally wild. Mixtapes.
The model home mix.
Wild. And then I don't know what this scene is with the candles all around, and she's basically like, "Yo, I'll never see you again. Let's get it in." If this show was in 2022, that's what would have been said probably. I'm like, I don't know you. I'll probably never see you again. Let's have sex. Let's spend the night and hang out. And then he's like, nah, man, can't do it. Oh, I can't do it.
He's a gentleman.
I want to stay. How the hell leave? And what? You go to school in the fall? And I do what? Fucking wild ass scene. And then she took kudos to Ryan tells her to get the hell out. Well, not that, but tells her to get out. Like, again, I can't stress this enough. This is episode number 2, and I don't know how much time lapsed between episodes, but I can only imagine that it is only a couple days now where this guy randomly shows up to this neighborhood, gets kicked out of said neighborhood, gets brought back into said neighborhood, gets into the model home, and boom, now she wants to bang. I have an issue with that. And I want to like Marissa, I really do, but it makes her seem like a little hussy.
It's a fair point. I just want to rewind when you said that it was a sucker punch, though. Let's remember in the first episode when he sucker punched Ryan on the beach, though.
Fair point. I'll give
now
you
it's like 1-1.
That's
all
all.
I'm saying.
Fair point.
But the whole point you were making about Marissa, like you should be defending your boyfriend. You shouldn't be defending this.
Right. And this has all the makings of this little love triangle, if you want to call it that, between the three. It has all the makings of Marissa probably not immediately ending up with either of them. I could see both of them either dumping her or her dumping both of them, essentially. So that's kind of where I'm at right now with it.
All right.
Yeah. If I had to guess.
I mean, we have to tell a story. There are a couple seasons here. I mean, if everyone's just together, it's kind of boring.
Yeah,
right?
it's kind of like boom. I mean, yeah, I get you.
But is this now where?
Yeah, we can go into the fight now.
Yeah, I mean,
Marissa storms out of the house all crying, and Luke sees her leaving the house, and I can only assume that he's thinking either A, she's looking at a house for us, or B, this dude's living here, she's leaving crying, what's going on, let's go, boys. And they roll in and
candles everywhere.
Things happen.
Yeah, and trash talking. Like, what are you doing here with my girlfriend? Like, talking. And then
I mean, if I were Ryan, I would have been like, yo, man, she's a wild one. She came in. she came to see me, bro. I was just, this is my last night here. I was just minding my own business, doing what I was doing in the model home. And she came up to me,
lit all these candles,
just trying to spend the night. Like, what? It's like I'd known her. I said like 3 paragraphs to her in this whole season so far.
Like, yo, you gotta keep your girl on a leash, man.
Like, I don't know what you're doing, but you're doing it wrong, bro.
Yeah, she really wanted to come over here. She lit like 30,000 candles, and we were gonna bang on the wood floors.
Yeah.
So he's talking trash, and Ryan's just like, all right, well, stop talking about it and just do it, because he says, like, Luke's like, I'm gonna kill you. So they start fighting, and as soon as he pushes him, he like backs up, and we see the fire begin.
Old candle down on the floor.
So it ends up like they get in a fight. Ryan gets knocked down, and everyone starts. Luke and his 2 buddies run out of the house, and Ryan's left in there. And then Luke's about to run away and looks back at the house, runs back in, gets Ryan, throws him all over his shoulders, brings him outside, throws him down. His buddies are honking to Luke, like, let's go. And Luke just says to Ryan, like, run. And Luke gets in the truck with his buddies, and they peel out, and Ryan's left outside the home, and it is a blaze.
Yes. Kudos, Luke. Definitely, he's definitely not the person I hated the most in this episode. Because of this, he has some good in him. There's a good Luke in there, just like dying to shine through the douchery, and you see it a little bit here. So that's refreshing to see, because I feel like there's got to be a lot of I don't know what the official term for this, character arc for a lot of people. There's got to be some character arcs for some, and like face turns, some heel turns, I guess you could say.
Hell yeah, we're getting them a lot.
A Luke face turn would definitely be interesting to see.
Very interesting you said that, because he's somewhat, when I was originally watching the show, how much you like hate him so much. I thought that watching it originally, I was like, I wonder if they ever make him likable. I was like, I wonder. So it's very interesting you said that. We'll go through this. We'll see if that ever happens, or
Yeah.
if at least he becomes a tweener or just a full blown face. That would be fantastic. Maybe.
I mean, he has the potential to be the John Cena of the OC for sure. Yeah, no, yeah, he's got the build, he's got the hair, he's got everything. He's good.
That's a statement.
Yeah, he's got the potential. Will he reach it? I don't know. You know what this episode needed more of though? It needed more of Sandy. And I know this episode we're not done yet, but I'm just saying at this point I was very upset with the lack of Sandy in this episode. But him and Kirsten have this moment, and it's where I just, she's asking like why he's trying to help this kid Ryan out so much, and he's basically saying like I was Ryan when I was a kid, and if nobody, I wouldn't be here and stuff. And it's just your heart breaks because his was, in my opinion, doing some shady fucking shit. And I know she makes the money. I know she's the breadwinner, but that should still be something to be discussed with Sandy, in my opinion.
Yeah, this is true.
It doesn't matter who makes what. It's all yours.
It's
all yours.
There's going to be consequences.
I hope so.
I mean, I would be pretty if I found out that somebody, my significant other, lends someone that much money, and I wasn't even if it's not my money, it just like I was left out of the loop about it. A little weird.
Yeah. And if I were Jimmy's wife, I'd probably be pissed that Julie gave him the money, because that, to me, if I were a chick, that would mean that there is something going on between the two. But I feel like Marissa won't that way. I feel like Marissa will be like, oh, sweet. But that's if she ever finds out what's going on. And I'm sure that she will, or else, what do we do?
Yeah. All things will come to surface inevitably. Somehow. This is a teenage show by drama.
Yeah.
We need it. But yes, now the cops are on scene at the burnt down house, and Sandy and Kirsten are there, and they're all sides. Seth's there, and then Seth kind of says, like, I think this is my fault. And then at this time, we cut to right before that, we have Ryan trying to the old school throw the thumb up down the highway to just get a ride out of town, I guess, which leads to Luke pulling up in his truck and kind of telling him, like, if we're quiet, no one will know anything. Then Ryan gets in and says, all right, you're giving me a ride. And then they end up pulling up back up at the house, and Ryan's there. And he gets out and just kind of walks up to the cops with Seth, Kirsten, Sandy all there. And just, he looks all beat up, bruises on his face, and just says, I'm sorry. And he just gets put in handcuffs. And he's getting put in handcuffs and walking to the cop car. And as he's just giving Luke kind of staring down Luke the whole time as it's happening. And then finally, Luke says, it was an accident. And the cop's like, oh, you were there? And he's like, yep. He's like, we got questions for you too. And he also got. So both these guys, who one's in a puka necklace, the other one's got his leather necklace on. Both these guys are going to prison now. They're these pretty boys with their little necklaces. They're going to jail. This is not good.
It's not good, man.
It's not looking good at all.
I mean, at this point, Ryan should probably be in some type of prison. Although I think he's not age yet, so he's gonna get let off the hook. But he should be in juvie until he turns 18, then gets transferred to a facility where he goes to jail. The arson we're talking here, and Luke, unfortunately, this is probably his first offense, so he's gonna get a slap on the wrist. So he'll be cool. But yeah, I mean, for me, I feel like, I know it's not his fault, but Ryan's probably going to the slammer anytime soon now. Again, it's a show and that won't happen. But I mean, if this If this were happening in Philly, Ryan's going to the slammer.
But Sandy says, Ryan, don't say nothing. Like, I'm his attorney. And also to Luke, don't say anything. And
I'm your attorney too now.
yes, they're then put into the cop car, and we pan out of the model home in all destroyed, and we fade. We're at the end of the episode. So as of right now, I mean, and the first episode we had Ryan leaving, and then happened to come back, and on this one he's going to jail. Oh my God, what are we doing here?
I don't know. It's an interesting end. Are they friends now? Are they not friends now? Where does Marissa fit in all this? How was Marissa feeling when she saw both of them just walk out of that truck together? I don't know. Is she thinking, oh shit, my cover's blown? Is she thinking, oh my God, are they gay? What, they use the word queer a lot. What's going on? What will happen next?
Like, I mean, we burnt down Kirsten's home. Like, I mean, there's going to be
Does that not mean anything? Like,
are they going to press charges? I
don't think she. I see. Kirsten was kind of a bitch in this episode, but I don't think she's a bitch overall. So I don't think she's gonna press charges. And she has enough money to where she could probably just build another model house. No big deal.
All right, so we do it at the we finish the episode. We have our because you have to pick one now because you've added your list. We got we usually do our face of the episode and we got our heel of the episode. So you've been your hate list is deep right now.
It is deep.
And it's shifted. Like, I feel like everyone hated Luke in the first episode, I feel. And now for you, I feel you have a new target, I feel.
See, I would have to say, if I were to pick, all right, so let me get the face out of the way. The face out of the way in this episode is 100% Luke. Kudos to you. I'm pretty sure he was my heel the last episode, and he climbed up the hill way quicker than I expected. Kudos, Luke. Let's hear it for him. Let's go. There you go. Good job, Luke. Awesome. Heel. Now, there's obviously a lot of different routes we could go. Do I go to Jimmy, who, yeah, he's in trouble for embezzlement?
Cool word.
Allegedly. Still don't know. What's the worst thing he did other than that? Let's take the embezzlement away, because that's like the storyline. We don't know the details yet. So aside from that, what did he do? He asked his friend for money, and it was a lot of money, and all that did was show balls of his. So I think that takes Jimmy out. Still a bit of a scumbag, but I think it takes Jimmy out. Do I go Kirsten, who's just trying to help a friend out? Very shitty. Very shitty indeed that she's just willing to do that without talking to Sandy. And I reserve the right to come back to this moment and put her as a heel in case it pisses me off ever. So, but for right now, we'll take her out. So Jimmy and Kirsten, their little situation, it's safe. That's a friend trying to help a friend in the end. Okay. It's selfishly selfish, I guess you would say. So that kind of leaves Marissa and Seth. That's tough. So Seth. Yes, he sucks. Yes, his delivery is just awful. Yes, it brings me 100% joy when he says something snarky and Marissa goes just shuts his shit down. Super fantastic. Love it. In the end, though,
it doesn't even matter.
Seth, he didn't do good, but he was trying. He tried for his bro. He covered for him. Not the greatest lies, not the great excuses, not lies I would have told if I was covering for a friend. But he tried, and that's all I can ask from Seth. And I
And
still
to
hate
add,
him.
I want to add just to your point, just say like he's never really what we know of Seth. He's never really had any real friends before or anything. So now he's finally because it even gets said at this episode. I don't really know. I never got a chance. I don't really know him. I never got the chance to. And it was another like kind of just
Jab.
burn at Kirsten where
Right.
she heard that and you saw her face kind of go
Yeah.
like she was hurt. But yeah, that's just I would kind of leave Seth out of this just because I feel like he's trying to hold on to this friendship that he sees that could I don't know if it's selfishly where this guy could help him out in his social life or if there's actual this brotherly bond that they have.
Yeah. So
But Marissa,
she also tries to help out here, but just the way she went about it, man. I mean, essentially, what hurt Marissa here is the fact that she got so close with Ryan, and what I can only assume in TV time be a week, maybe 3, 4, 5 days.
yeah,
I would say. Pretty fucking wild, Marissa, and you were all weird about Ryan when Luke and his boys were talking shit on him at Summer's party. Pretty fucking weird that you had to storm out of the house because they don't even know him. Bro, you don't even know him. There is nothing that happened. Maybe aside from the first conversation in the model home by the pool with fast food. Aside from that, you don't know what this guy's up to. For all we know, Ryan could be a fucking slasher and is just waiting for the right time to fucking kill you. But you don't care. All you care about is getting that strange D. So for that, Marissa, you are the heel of the show this week.
Yeah.
For me.
that's I have to agree with you on that.
Yeah.
She's definitely she's
Which is
confused. She
shame
doesn't know what
because
she
I
wants.
loved her so much in the first episode. Such a sweetheart.
All right. Well, that does it for
It's
the
really
second.
hard for me to like not continue to watch this show because unfortunately I brought up the Wikipedia page and it gives me the list of episodes and it gives me the synopsises of a lot of these episodes and I'm just like, oh my god. I tend to like my eyes start to wander and I'm just like, oh my god, who is that? I don't want to see this, but it's so bright. And if I
Got
get down, then it's going to be dark on the screen, and I don't want to do that.
plenty of characters to meet. So next episode is going to be The Gamble, episode 3. And again, you guys can watch the episode before we discuss it. It is on HBO Max and Hulu. I believe HBO Max, though. There's no ads. There's no nonsense.
Yeah, man, that's amazing. That's how I watched this episode. I'm like, oh my god, I saved like 8 whole minutes. Great.
I'm sure Hulu threw a shitload of ads in there.
There's like 3-minute ads. Come on, bro.
Yeah. So
I think this is like a 3-segment show.
what do we got? So yeah,
We have the game.
the schedule. We got the gamble. So we are scheduled again. The schedule for the show is we go every Tuesday is a new episode on Twitch, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then on Fridays, it drops on all podcast providers and on the bodyslam.net YouTube page. Again, coming up, we're going to start having guests on, I believe, starting next week. We're going to have a fellow, a fanatic of the show. Maybe not so much. We're just, it's going to be interesting. I'm very excited to randomly throw another person in here to, it's because at some point I want to see how everyone start clashing. Like, what if we have someone on, they love Seth? you guys are gonna go at it, and
Nobody loves. No, I don't think anybody really likes Seth. Seth is very unlikable. Okay, I've seen this kid before in real life. Nobody likes Seth. If they do like Seth, they're being forced to like Seth because they bullied Seth so much and got in so much trouble that they are forced to be friends with that person now. That is why I like Seth. Nobody's gonna like Seth. I feel like we would clash on. I could see somebody clashing with me on like Jimmy, and that's fair because I'm not even like Jimmy sucks right now, but like I'm not like 100% like yo, I fucking hate Jimmy right now. Like right now he sucks, but like he could get out of it really
He
easy.
seems very so far. He seems just very likable.
He seems likable.
Seems like
Right
a
now,
nice guy.
he's not handling the situation he's not handling the situation good, and you know. You say that that a lot of stuff happens in 4 seasons, so I mean, it's only a matter of time. I could be the next episode, could be 3 episodes in. I mean, we'll see, but like this is gonna come to light, and he's gonna get his ass kicked. So we'll see. Again, I don't know what he does. I don't know what he does. I still don't know what he does. All we know is it's financial. I'm calling it embezzlement. I gotta look up the word, make sure that it means what I think it means. But I'm saying embezzlement. He looks like an embezzlement guy.
My lips are sealed.
Yep.
We may be finding out soon. Maybe
I'm gonna end up watching. I'm gonna end up watching the gamble tonight for sure.
The gamble. I mean, you totally can now.
No, I mean I'm going to. No, there's no doubt about it. I might finish the season.
No, don't do that.
Now
all right. So again, we'll be back next Tuesday, episode 3, the gamble. Go follow bodyslam.net on Twitter. You can follow us. We do our wrestling show, the Jabronis, weekly over at bodyslam.net. It's available. Yeah. There's some, we're not going to get into it on this show here. This is Orange County. But if you like, the wrestling nonsense, which we know the jabronis. It's not like every other one of these the boring shows. We have some fun. We actually say what we think, and sometimes you might not agree with it. We try not to be fake on here, and we have a little fun discussion each week. So check out the jabronis each week over at bodyslam.net as well.
I am the host of that, by the way.
You got it right. Yeah. Apparently, yes. I have nothing to do with it whatsoever. It's just Michael.
You're just along for the ride.
Yeah, I'm just here for the ride. And yeah. All right. We're gonna get out of here. You said it last week, so this is my turn. I get to say it.
Yeah, you get to say it.
Welcome to the jaBRO.C, bitch.